The wine glass shatters against the marble floor. Red liquid spreads like blood across white stone. But it isn't wine. And the man standing in the shadows, the one who dropped it, hasn't eaten food in 300 years. His hand is trembling. Actually trembling. Because across the room, she just walked in. And for the first time since 1847, he feels something close to fear. Her name is Emma. She doesn't know what he is. She doesn't know that every person in this gallery has a heartbeat he can hear like thunder. She doesn't know that the elegant man in the black suit, reclusive art collector, rumored billionaire, is deciding whether to run or stay. He stays. God help him, he always stays. "You're bleeding," she says, stepping closer. She's looking at his hand. A shard of glass cut his palm. The wound is already closing, but she doesn't notice. She reaches for him. "Don't." His voice comes out wrong, too sharp. She stops, confused, hurt. "And you need to understand something. This man, Elias, as he calls himself now, has killed over 1,000 people. Not in rage, not in cruelty, just to survive. He's watched empires fall. Blood is just food to him, until 6 months ago. Until her. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back. London, 1724. A different name. A fever-ridden man dying of plague, and a woman appearing in the dark. Beautiful. Impossible. She offered him a trade. Life for life. Eternity for obedience. He said yes. What she didn't tell him was that the obedience was a lie. The curse was not. He woke 3 days later alone, starving in a way that felt infinite. The rules were simple. Drink or die. Refuse, and the hunger would tear him apart from the inside until nothing remained. So he drank. For 300 years, he drank. He learned control, learned to take just enough, learned to choose victims who wouldn't be missed. He told himself stories to make it easier. He became precise, detached, perfect. And then Emma spilled coffee on him in a bookstore on a Tuesday morning in September. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry!" She grabbed napkins, panicking. Her hand brushed his, and every cell in his body screamed. Not hunger. Something worse. Her blood didn't just smell good. It smelled like the answer to a question he'd been asking for centuries. Like the sun he'd never see again. Like everything he lost when he stopped being human. One taste, and he knew. He would never stop. He'd drain her dry and still reach for more. So he ran. Left the bookstore, jacket still wet, and didn't stop until he was locked in his apartment, shaking like a junkie. He decided he'd never see her again. Except she worked at the bookstore. His favorite one. The place he'd visited for 40 years. Except she kept appearing. The museum, the park, the late-night diner. Coincidence. The universe laughing. If you're wondering why he doesn't leave the city like he always does, you don't understand what's happening. For the first time in 300 years, Elias doesn't want to run. He wants to stay. He wants to know her laugh, watch her live, even though being near her is like holding his hand over fire. Even though every smile makes him dig his nails into his palms to keep from reaching for her throat. And now we're back at the gallery. "I'm fine," he says too quickly, stepping away. "Wait." Her voice stops him. "Do we know each other?" His dead heart would stop if it could. "No," he lies. She studies him, then smiles, warm, a little sad. "I keep seeing you," she says softly. "Everywhere." "Run," his mind screams. Coincidence. She doesn't believe him. "I don't think it is." And that's the moment everything breaks. Because what happens next gets darker. He should have walked away. That was his moment. But he didn't. Instead, he heard himself say, "Can I buy you a drink?" Emma laughed. "You just shattered a glass of wine. Maybe I should buy you one." That's how it started. One drink, one conversation. She told him about her thesis on Renaissance art. He pretended he hadn't watched the Renaissance happen in real time. Her eyes lit up when she talked about Caravaggio. He didn't mention he'd met the man. Twice. 2 hours passed like minutes. The entire time, Elias sat 3 feet away from her, every muscle locked tight, breathing through his mouth because her scent was everywhere. Her heartbeat was a drum he could feel in his bones. 97 beats per minute. Elevated. She liked him. God, she liked him. When they left, she touched his arm. "Same time next week?" He should have said no. He said yes. That's when the pattern started. Same bar, same table, every week. They talked about art, books, life. She told him about her family in Colorado, her fear of never finishing her PhD, her dream of opening a gallery. He gave her carefully edited truths. Yes, he traveled. No, he didn't have family. Yes, he loved art. No, he couldn't explain why he only met her at night. "You're like a vampire," she joked once. He flinched. She noticed. "Sorry, weird thing to say." "It's fine," he lied. But every week, it got harder. Not because of the hunger. He could live with that. He had for 3 centuries. It was because he was falling. For the way she argued about Baroque versus Rococo. For the way she bit her lip when thinking. For the way she saw the world, bright and alive, in a way he'd forgotten existed. And then he realized the real horror. He didn't want blood. He wanted to be human. He wanted dinner dates he could actually eat. Sunlight. Time. A future that wasn't endless night. He wanted something he could never have. Month 3, November. Her apartment. Small. 1 room. It smelled like her. Too much. Too close. "You okay?" she asked. "Fine." He stood near the window, far away. "You're always tense around me," she said softly. "Do I make you uncomfortable?" "Yes." "No." "You never touch me," she continued. "Like you're afraid." "Emma, stop." She didn't back away. "Afraid of what?" "Of killing you." "Nothing," he whispered. She stepped closer, put her hand on his chest, looked up at him. Liar. His control shattered. He kissed her, and it was the most dangerous thing he'd ever done. She tasted like mint and wine and humanity. Her heartbeat jumped, 110 now. Blood rushing, warm and right there. He wanted it. But more than that, he wanted her. He pulled away, shaking. "I can't." "Can't what?" "This. Us." He backed toward the door. "I'm sorry." He left, and decided he'd never see her again. He lasted 4 days. On the 5th, his phone rang. "Elias?" Her voice was shaking. Wrong. I need help. What's wrong? Someone broke in. I'm hiding in the bathroom. I called 911, but he was already running. I'm coming. Stay quiet. He moved faster than human, faster than safe. One thought burned through him. If anyone touches her, I'll tear them apart. Want to know what he found when he got there? Because this is where everything changes. This is where the real story begins. He reached her building in 90 seconds. Didn't bother with the door, jumped to the fire escape, climbed 3 stories like gravity was optional, and crashed through her window. The apartment was destroyed. Furniture overturned, books scattered. Her research, months of work, ripped apart. But no intruder. And Emma wasn't in the bathroom. She stood in the center of the room, perfectly still, perfectly calm. Phone still in her hand, looking straight at him. "Hi," she said quietly. Elias froze. Something was wrong. "Emma, where's—" "There was no one," she said. "I lied." The world tilted. "What?" "I needed to see what you'd do. How fast you'd come. How you'd get here." Her gaze flicked to the shattered window. 3 stories in under 2 minutes isn't normal. His mind raced. "I can explain." "You're not human." Not a question. Silence. "How long have you known?" His voice was flat. Dangerous. "Since the beginning. You don't eat. You only pretend to drink. You heal too fast. You only see me at night." She swallowed. "And you look exactly like a man in a painting from 1889. She held up her phone. A Victorian portrait. A man standing in a London street. His face. "The gentleman who never ages," she said. "Took me 2 months to find. But I know it's you." 3 centuries of secrecy, undone by one brilliant woman. "What are you?" she asked. "Dangerous." "Are you going to hurt me?" "No." "Kill me?" "No." "Then tell me the truth." He hesitated. Then, "Vampire." She didn't scream, just nodded, like she'd already accepted it. "How old?" 301. "How many have you killed?" He should have lied. "Over 1,000. She stepped back, breath catching. "But not in 70 years, he said quickly. "I survive without killing. I'm not—" "A monster?" she finished. "Maybe not anymore." She studied him. "Is the way you look at me hunger?" "Yes." "My blood?" "Yes." "Is it different?" "You have no idea." His voice broke. "One taste would destroy me. I would drain you and still want more. So I can never—" "Touch me," she said softly. "Yes." Silence stretched. Then, "What if I want you to?" His eyes snapped open. "Not the blood," she said. "Just you. You kissed me and disappeared. I've thought about it every day." "This is insane," he said. She smiled faintly. "Probably, but I'm still here." She stepped closer. "If blood is a line you never cross, can there be an us?" Every instinct screamed no. But he looked at her, brilliant, reckless, alive, and the answer was already there. "Yes," he whispered. "God help us both." She took his cold hand in her warm one. Then we'll figure it out. For one perfect moment, he believed her. That was 6 months ago. 6 months of movie nights he pretended to eat through, late museum dates, learning closeness without crossing lines. It worked. Until tonight. Until the gallery. Because there's something he didn't know. Emma isn't human anymore. Someone turned her. And the vampire who did it just walked in behind her. Curious? Keep watching to find out more. The vampire's name is Margot. She looks 25. She's actually 900 years old, and she's the one who turned Elias in 1724. She glides through the gallery like she owns it, because she does. Every person here, every piece of art, every breath of champagne and perfume. This is her territory. And she's looking straight at Emma, smiling. Elias feels something he hasn't felt in centuries. Fear. No, he whispers. Emma turns, sees him across the room. Her smile fades. She knows that look, the one he had the night he warned her about danger. She starts walking toward him. Margot intercepts her. Emma, isn't it? Margot's voice is honey and poison. Elias has told me so much about you. Elias is already moving, crossing the room too fast. People stare. He doesn't care. Actually, he hasn't mentioned you at all, Emma says, polite but guarded. How strange. We're very old friends. Margot's eyes flick to Elias as he reaches them. Darling, you didn't tell me you'd be here. Margot, Elias says coldly. What are you doing? Enjoying the art, making new friends. Her hand settles on Emma's shoulder, casual, possessive. Your girlfriend has exquisite taste. Emma goes still. She understands now. Take your hand off her, Elias says quietly. Or what? Margot smiles. You'll make a scene? She leans closer to Emma. Did he tell you what happens when vampires fall in love with humans? It never ends well. We're leaving, Emma says, stepping away. Oh, but you just arrived. Margot's gaze drifts to Emma's neck. I can see why he likes you. You smell divine. Elias steps between them. This ends now. Does it? Margot tilts her head. Tell me, Elias, does she know why you've been so careful with her? Don't. It's not just her blood, Margot says to Emma. It's what it means. There's a legend about a human whose blood can break the curse. One taste, and a vampire becomes human again. Emma looks at him. Is that true? It's a myth, Elias says. Is it? Margot laughs. Then why keep her at arm's length? The gallery is watching now. Emma, we need to go, Elias says, reaching for her. But she's staring at him. You've been protecting yourself, she whispers. Not me. That's not. Prove it, Margot says. Taste her, if you love her more than your immortality. The trap snaps shut. Don't listen to her, Elias pleads. Emma steps back. I need air. She turns toward the exit. Margot moves to follow. Elias grabs Margot's arm. Why are you doing this? Her smile vanishes. You broke the rules. We don't fall in love. We don't pretend to be human. Her eyes burn. She's going to die someday anyway. I'm just speeding it up. Touch her and I'll kill you. Margot laughs. You're weak. I'm not. She leans close. I'm going to turn her, and you're going to watch. She pulls free and disappears into the crowd. Elias stands frozen. Survival screams at him to run. But he thinks of Emma, brilliant, stubborn, choosing him even after the truth. He dials his phone. "Marcus, it's Elias. I need help. Margot's here." He listens, closes his eyes. "Fine. Name your price." He hangs up and looks at his reflection in the glass. "I'm sorry," he whispers. "I'm so sorry." Then he goes hunting. Margot will follow Emma. Emma won't go home, so there's only one place she'll run: the bookstore, where this all began. And Elias runs after her. The bookstore is closed. Lights off, door locked. But Emma is inside. Elias hears her heartbeat through the walls, 120 beats per minute. Scared. She's not alone. He crashes through the window in a storm of glass. Emma screams. She's backed into a corner by the poetry section. Margot circles her, slow and amused. "Right on time," Margot says. "I was just telling Emma about your first kill. Vienna. You cried afterward." "Let her go," Elias says. "This is between us." "Everything is between us. I made you." Margot's finger traces Emma's cheek. Emma flinches. "And now, I'll unmake her." "You want me to suffer? Fine. Just let her walk away." "But where's the poetry in that?" Margot grabs Emma's wrist. "Last chance. Taste her blood and save her. Become human and she lives. Stay vampire and watch her turn." Emma meets his eyes. "Don't," she whispers. And Elias understands. This was never about immortality. It was about being worthy of her. "I love you," he says. "Whatever happens." "I know," Emma breathes. Margot bares her fangs. Elias moves first. They collide, smashing through shelves. Books explode around them. 3 centuries of rage pour out of him, not to survive, but to protect. Margot is stronger, older, but Elias has something she lost long ago. Something to lose. She slams him into the wall, hand at his throat. "You can't win." "I don't need to," he gasps. "Just hold you." "Until who?" The door detonates inward. Marcus enters. Massive, scarred, ancient. "Margot," he rumbles. "You're making a mess." She releases Elias. "This isn't your concern." "He paid me." Marcus lifts her by the throat. "My city." Margot struggles, fails, finally nods. Marcus drops her. "Leave." She straightens, eyes burning at Elias. "This isn't over." "Yes," Elias says. "It is." Margot vanishes into the night. Marcus looks at Emma. "Terrible taste in men." Then he's gone. Silence. Books everywhere. Glass. Ruin. "Are you okay?" Elias asks. "No," Emma says, shaking. "But I'm alive." She looks at him. "What she said about my blood. Is it true?" "I don't know." "And you never tried because I was afraid of losing you." Emma nods. Then, softly, "I have an idea." "No." She holds out a wrist. "Let me choose." He stares at her, at the trust in her eyes. For 300 years, he survived. Now, he chooses. He bites. Her blood is sunlight and home and every dawn he ever missed. And then, his heart beats. Once. Twice. The world sharpens. Breath fills his lungs. "I can hear my heartbeat," he whispers. Emma smiles through tears. "Human?" "Human." She laughs. "That was insane." "Yes." Breakfast? Pancakes. Real food. Elias is crying. He's human enough to cry now. "Yes," he says. "God, yes." They walk into the night together, toward dawn. For the first time in 300 years, Elias isn't afraid of the sunrise. If you made it this far, you didn't just read a story. You proved you don't quit early. Most people do. That's why they miss the best parts. Hit subscribe, because the next story, it might change everything.